Welcome to Financial Independence Retire Early. This is the 28th episode. My name is Bird, and on this wonderful 28th episode, I'm going to be talking about the metaverse or the multiverse in some texts, but thanks to Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, we now know it as the metaverse. So, yes, what is the metaverse and how to approach the metaverse or how to approach understanding the metaverse as an investor? In Africa or in South Africa. So yes, financial independence retire early in South Africa. My name is Barrett, episode 28, and we are discussing the metaverse. So what is the metaverse? What is the multiverse? And how should I understand it or approach it as an investor? Now the multiverse or the metaverse, these are distributed networks. Typically they are cryptographically signed and they are the next generation of web services where platforms or worlds will be built on top of them whose ultimate function is the convergence of the physical reality and the digital reality, or the physical world and the digital world, where the physical becomes digital and the digital becomes reality. Basically, these are virtual worlds that fuse different digital technologies like social media, gaming, virtual reality, video conferencing, augmented reality, crypto, NFTs, or any other means of multimedia communication, which will ultimately also cover the five senses, right? So your vision, what you see, what you smell, what you taste, your touch, even what you feel. So all of these games and all of these worlds and experiences will ultimately cover all of your five senses. But ultimately, they want to create new online spaces where people's interactions can be more multi-dimensional, or an immersive digital environmental experience where the physical and the digital world become one intertwined reality, right? The next generation, internet or Web 3.0, is where the physical becomes digital and the digital becomes reality. Ultimately, they want to digitize the everyday world. We want to give a marketplace for physical things in the digital world, whether it's entertainment, gaming, business, work, school, goods and services, the entire social experiences, right? The physical becomes the digital and the digital becomes reality, where your physical functions can be improved by digital technologies. Think about engineering, think about design, think about architecture, think about medicine, any kind of industry or experience where creating a 3D or immersive continuous experience can actually improve the physical function. Like seeing your design in 3D in real time can actually help you design or engineer systems better, right? So we want to create a full social system and economy which converges or closes the gap between the physical, the virtual, and the digital augmented reality world, which then will persist into the real-time world. So we want to create real-time living experiences, digital spaces which will be made more lifelike by the help of virtual reality, augmented reality, and extended reality, where the online world, using different devices, we can then communicate and interact. Now, what makes the metaverse or the multiverse work, what will make it special, are two functions: interoperability and ownership, right? The metaverse will work, or it's exciting because I will have the ability to move my avatars, my experiences, my content, my goods, my movies, scan or my avatars, my experiences, my content, my goods. I'll be able to move them scantily between different realities and different platforms. Meaning if I buy a car in this one game, I should be able to move that car into the next game, right? Owned by a different company or created by different creators. If I own a skin in this one game, if I own a gun in this one game, I need to be able to move it easily between different platforms, between different social medias, between different virtual realities and augmented realities. And that will also be made possible by the sense of ownership, which then crypto and NFTs allow, right? So NFTs are any digital item that's created or minted or sold or purchased on an open market in the digital platform. And this digital scarcity also shows ownership and individual ownership without any need of a centralized body. So the ownership of these experiences, these assets, right? These creations, these audio files, these video files, these collectibles, art, items, skins, guns, cars, soccer teams, all of these things, if they are then able to move easily between different platforms, that is the one biggest thing that will make the multiverse or the metaverse kind of click in the minds of consumers as something that's exciting and something that we really want to do, right? So then you need to think about, as an investor, that's where we're coming to. As an investor, how do you think about it as an investor? As an investor, you need to ask yourself, now that I know what the metaverse is, right? Just basically bringing all these technologies together to kind of create the divide or to close the divide between the digital and the digital. and the physical. All of these technologies that are coming together, all of these social medias, all of these games, virtual reality, augmented reality, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, all of these things that are coming together to close the divide between the physical and the digital. What kinds of technologies do they need? Where will the demand come from? And where will the hardware and the software come from? So where will the demand come from, and therefore where will the supply come from? And the supply will obviously come in the form of hardware and software. So where will the demand come from? Again, engineering, architecture, medicine, games, design, videos, video conferencing, right? Businesses. All of these demands will all of these technologies or all of these industries will demand the technologies in blockchain, in AI, in 5G, in cloud computing, in augmented reality, in virtual reality, in extended reality, holographs or chips. That is chips, computer chips. This is high performance computing and heterogenic computing. Where will the demand come from? Where will the supply come from? In the form of hardware and software, right? That's blockchain, that's 5G, that's AI, that's cloud computing, that's AR, that's VR, that's ER, that's MR, that's holographs, that's computer chips, just to mention a few. Now, which companies, right? Because this is already a $1 trillion industry. Which companies are now in the forefront of these kinds of technologies, right? This is Roblox. This is Epic Games that owns Fortnite. This is Microsoft. This is Nvidia. This is AMD. This is Google. This is Apple. This is Amazon. It's Tesla. It's Taiwan Semiconductor Company. You know, these are the companies that are already creating or investing largely into creating the metaverse or creating technologies that will make the metaverse possible, right? And cryptocurrencies, this is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, Polkadot, Solana, Mana, ENS, Sand, Gala, CHR, all of these cryptocurrencies that are widely used, widely adopted, and all of these cryptocurrencies whose core function in the blockchain is to create this sense of ownership or interoperabilities between different platforms. These are the cryptocurrencies and the companies that are in the forefront of benefiting from the metaverse, or in the forefront of actually even creating the metaverse to be what we want it to be, or to be what they're selling it to be, right? So that is how you need to think about the metaverse as a business person. Where's the interoperability going to come from? Where's the sense of ownership going to come from? And which are the technologies that will make the metaverse possible? And which are the companies that will make the metaverse possible? So these technologies are cryptocurrencies, blockchain, AI, 5G, cloud computing, augmented reality, virtual reality, extended reality, mixed reality, holographs, computer chips, right? So you think about services like Oculus, like Google Glass, like the Facebook and Ray-Ban combination, like Facebook Horizon. You need that. That's how you need to think about. You need to think about Fortnite, right? The game Fortnite, or all of the games on Roblox, right? So that's Epic Games, that's Roblox, that's Meta, that's Microsoft, that's Nvidia, that's AMD, that's Google, that's Apple, that's Amazon, that's Netflix, even, right? That's Taiwan Semiconductor Company, that's Intel, you know, and the cryptocurrencies Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Solana, Mana, ENS, Sand, Gala, and CHR. All of these things will then create a life for us on the internet, a completely immersive experience where all of our five senses are immersed into the online experience. VR, ER, games, crypto, NFTs, all of these multimedia experiences, all of these multimedia communication. That is what the multiverse is. It's basically bringing everything that you need, whether it's concerts, whether it's 3D mapping, whether it's virtual tours. We're just basically creating an alternative digital world or live on the internet that is 3D and is the internet of the future. That is the metaverse, and that is how you think about the metaverse as an entrepreneur or as a business person or just as an investor. And that is how you can find opportunities, you know, in helping to build the metaverse or in helping to invest in the metaverse. And you think about where's the demand going to come from, and where's the supply going to come from, and what are the kind of technologies that will make all of these possible, and therefore which are the companies that, you know, there might be even companies that will come and disrupt, you know, companies that we don't even know of, right, that will come and disrupt and recreate the metaverse beyond what we can think of, because the metaverse is still its infancy stage. So in the next 3 years, it'll probably be worth about 3 to 5 trillion. It's about worth $1 trillion right now. If you're going to like aggregate all the investments made by the cryptocurrencies, made by the different companies that I just mentioned, it's about $1 trillion industry right now. In the next 3 years, will probably be worth 5 trillion. So there's huge opportunity in understanding the metaverse, in understanding cryptocurrencies, in understanding gaming, you know, in understanding augmented and virtual reality, right? So thank you for watching. This is the 28th episode of Financial Independence Retire Early. Please share this content or this video with anybody else who you think might find the kind of information relevant. Feel free to ask your questions. Feel free to join my community. I leave all of my details in the description box, right? Yeah, bye.